Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Paulette Sr., CEO of the YWCA Canada and recipient of the BBPA Exchange Women of Honor. Paulette, thank you for joining us tonight and congratulations on your award.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Tell us, what does receiving this prestigious award mean to you?
Well, I think that it's always important to honor your own. And we do live in a society, in the Canadian society, where that is not always possible for women of color, in particular black women. And so, to me, when you honor people in your own community, in this case, women, it's pretty special. It carries more special meaning from the heart. And it means that you're actually recognized within your community for actually inspiring others or making a difference or achieving something that is pretty special. So it means a lot.
Excellent. Tell us, what inspires you and motivates you to continue in your career?
Well, I've had an incredible career. And in my role as CEO of YWCA Canada, which is the largest multi-service women's organization in Canada, it's a pretty special thing, but I've also been someone who's been a social justice activist most of my life. Issues of justice and equity, equality, fairness are all critical and important to me. And I get to do that in my work. And so when you're able to work and get paid for something that is close and dear to you in terms of your values and what you consider to be important, then that's what's really important to me. And I'm pretty lucky to have that. I know that not everyone does. And so for me, I can actually live my mission every single day.
Beautiful, beautiful. Tell us what's next for you. Do you have any upcoming projects, future endeavors you'd like to share?
Yeah, well, I can speak from a career perspective, but also from a societal perspective. I think in terms of the work of the YWCA, we are a global organization, and it means that we get to impact the lives of 25 million women around the world. And so I just don't think of who we are locally, which is very strong here in Toronto, or who we are nationally, which is the largest of its kind, but also who we are globally. And, a couple of weeks ago, I joined over 100 other colleagues from the YWCA at the UN when we were advocating for women's and girls' rights to end violence against women. We were also working to end early and child marriage. And so we were successful in getting, along with other women, of course, around the world, but successful in getting governments from around the world to agree on conclusions, which is an important activity for the Commission on the Status of Women in the UN. And so for me, that's an important thing, that we get to impact social policy locally, nationally, and globally. And if we can continue to do that, then it means that we're actually changing the world in the moment. So that's very inspiring.
Indeed. Congratulations. Yeah. What aspect of this evening's event are you most looking forward to?
I think it's really about meeting the other recipients. It's really about connecting with other incredible women that are all over a community. And sometimes all we got to do is recognize them, recognize that what we're all doing in our own right. We've been a part of the Canadian fabric for hundreds of years, and still we don't get the recognition we would in the mainstream society. But when we gather, then there's a certain, there's a certain closeness, there's a certain camaraderie, there's a certain knowing, in terms of why we're doing this, why it's important to do this, why women come together. I'm an advocate, in my heart. And so when I see women who are taking their rightful leadership place in society, I really want to change the world like that. I want to be able to look at the G8 or the G20 and see that at least half of them are women who are leading countries, leading societies, leading corporations. And that's really what we need to do. And when those women are there, they need to be diverse women. So women from various sectors of society, various cultures, various places. And so that's what I look forward to, and that's an inspiring thing that pulls me every day.
Thank you. Indeed. What advice would you give a young woman?
Well, I would say that young women are not just about leading tomorrow. They need to be leaders today, and in fact they are. And there's some young women that are doing incredible things in our society and are changing the world. Yesterday I watched the news where you had these young Aboriginal youth who walked from northern Quebec to Ottawa to really advance the issues of Aboriginal people. Those are young people doing that. And I think that young people, the future of our society is in the hands of young people, and they're actually making sure that we know they're here by taking these actions. And I really want to see more young women do that. I want to see young women, in the YWCA we have an initiative that is now an important part of our structure where we have 25% of our leadership positions are occupied by young women 30 and under. And so we mean it when we say young women's leadership. So I'm dreaming of actually creating a center for young women's leadership that can advance the leadership of young women no matter what sector they're in, whether it's corporate, business, not-for-profit, government. That young women's leadership is an important thing that we have because it is a legacy of who we are that they can carry on.
Thank you. A few more questions. Will you be attending the Harry Jerome Awards this year on Saturday, April 27th?
Yes, I will, and I certainly hope that others will as well.
Now, the theme for this year is Building Bridges to Excellence. What comes to mind when you hear this?
Well, I think it's made up of a number of things. Excellence is not just about your education, which is important. It's not just about what you've done, which is also important. But I think it's also that you're able to do what you love, right? And so if you're able to do what you love and you have everything that can help you to do that and to do it well, then I think that's what excellence is all about.
Outstanding. Last question. Name one woman who has or is currently inspiring you.
Wow. I can think of a few. I would say Maya Angelou. She's certainly one of the women who had a lot to do with the formation of my own views in life. And her poetry and her views are so incredible and so important. I would also say my grandmother, who was responsible for raising me and instilling in me some sort of intestinal fortitude that has me be the woman I am today.
Paulette Sr., thank you very much. Paulette Sr., CEO of the YWCA Canada and recipient for the BBPA Exchange Women of Honor. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you.